Hi guys, Tange Developer here. So today I'm going to talk about how to choose your first programming language. Just to be clear, a programming language is not everything, it's just a tool, it's just a skill. And aside from the programming language, of course, you need to learn a lot of other skills such as database management systems. You need to learn about Git, you need to learn a little bit, um, DevOps, and so on and so forth. But without further ado, let's talk about how to choose a programming language. So, choosing a programming language, if you really want to be very strategic and tactical on how you choose a programming language, you need first to think of what kind of position you are aiming for. So, for those, for example, who like don't like to do front end, I would say yes, it makes more sense for you to do, for example, Java or C Sharp. Like both of these are good backend programming languages. If you would like, if you enjoy more like doing design, UI, websites, web services, and so on and so forth, then it's better for you to go for like JavaScript, TypeScript, and so and similar kind of stack. So here it's like choosing one of these will really you have to be a little bit let's say strategic on how you choose which technology you would like to specialize in. Now, one of the things I regularly do is that I see what are the most used technologies or programming languages, and I track this every year to make sure that I'm always up to speed, or let's say I'm always up to date with the industry. So if you just simply go and search in on any search website or search engine, search the top used stack or the top used programming languages, you will find a lot of websites, and like many of them are up to date. But most likely you are going for something like Java for the backend, and JavaScript, TypeScript more for the front end. Now, this doesn't mean you cannot do front end in Java and you cannot do backend in JavaScript, but the industry is basically going to be moving you into that direction. And the reason behind this is you will find most of the popular frameworks for UI and front end are actually written in JavaScript or TypeScript, and most of the backend um, frameworks are written in Java. So based on that, then like you could kind of try to figure out which direction you'd like to go. Now, on the backend side, I forgot to mention that Python has become actually quite popular. So this is something definitely that you should have on your list of candidate programming languages. There are companies who are fully functioning on Python, and basically it's like just an example, the game World of Tanks, which if you have heard of by the company Wargaming, I think maybe, yeah, maybe it was Wargaming. They are fully on Python. Like everything they are doing is almost completely Python. So Python is definitely on the list. Now, I'm personally not a very much big fan of Python. Maybe I'm a little bit old school, and this is because I like to tweak and modify the code and try to make it very efficient. But Python definitely is, you could develop things much faster with a programming language such as Python. Now, if this gave you a little bit of an idea, I must again reiterate that it's not super important what technology or programming languages you are learning. It's not as important as basically like what you are trying to specialize in. And the reason behind this is that technologies always change. So, like many programming languages become at a certain point almost like you would think they are become almost irrelevant because they are not being used that much anymore, or they are not as popular. For instance, maybe like 30, 40 years ago, everything was written in C++ and even C programming language. But today you don't see this anymore, just because it's no longer that popular. Does it mean it's inferior? It doesn't mean that it's inferior, but rather it's just like it's simply like not that much being let's say perceived as something new or modern, so people just like to change all the time. So you really have to approach you know everything from with a mantra or mindset of what do I need to what kind of skills I need to learn for this particular or this specific role. You will find yourself in so many instances learning things on the fly, and the reason behind this is because like there's no such a thing such as you're going to learn, for example, 5 skills and that's it, because every company, every organization will have something slightly different. For me, for example, when I develop my apps, whether I develop a website or some app on Android or similar kind of let's say projects, I often run into a new framework that I have never used before, and then I end up trying to learn it on the fly. Usually, it takes a little bit of, depending on how complex the framework or programming languages are, it could take from, let's say, a couple of minutes to several hours to several months. It really depends. So, really, you have to approach let's say the tech career in general, with like a huge flexibility. You have to be absolutely flexible because um, like goals change, change, things evolve, and this is why you should always be very patient. And I'll have to tell you, if you are a person who really wants to become a tech person, you have to embrace like the idea of things being dynamic and always changing. So you cannot really get very comfortable doing the same thing every day, because at a certain point you will find some roadblocks and you will be forced to learn something new, and you will feel like every now and then as if you are now a beginner and you are relearning something or learning something new because you want to be able to be productive. So I hope you found this useful, and I try my best to give you realistic idea about the industry, and I'm giving you something from personal, practical experience of several years. So if you found this useful, please like, follow, subscribe, and if you'd like, you could check out my page on my profile, where you can find some of my courses where I teach courses about AI or programming bots. You can also find my apps on the Play Store on my page, and you could donate if you'd like to help me to keep up this effort and to keep giving more, providing more content like this. It would be very much appreciated. So again, like, follow, subscribe, and support. I would really appreciate your support for my work and my channel. And we'll see you on the next video.